I think I've just jumped on the new hobby train. Except I wasn't actually looking for a new hobby. I just wanted to put a leather pocket on a crochet panel to make a bag. Hi, and welcome to Not That Deep, where we're not that deep, but we also realize it's not that deep. So I started off with a plan to make a men's pochette. Now, naturally, I was drawn to using the skills I already have, so I thought a knitted one just wasn't going to do it for me. Sewn one I could do, however, because I like to mix things up, I was going to crochet one in cotton yarn and then add a lining, as I'm pretty used to. Now, I started off with a plan to try and make it in like 2 colors, and I was going to use this like ecru and this blue. Problem is, it started to look a little bit childish, if I can say. So I completely changed tact and decided I was going to use mainly the ecru and then do up some panels for the front, back and bottom, and then I was going to deal with the other sides when I came to it. Problem is, when I came to it, it's early and I've been thinking about this bag all night. Let me show you what I've got so far. The main structure of the bag. So I have my pieces on front panel, back panel, bottom panel. I'm still in 2 minds as to whether I use the same crochet kind of paneling for the sides or whether I use leather. My first attempt at trying to source some leather, I found this upholstery fabric. I thought this was going to look quite nice with a contrast against this. I'll show you if I can pick it up. Can you see that? Like, I thought that looked kind of cool. But this is so thick, and obviously a lot of it is just bulk from like the foam backing. So I was really on the fence about it. Amount wise, I think it should be good. It's just really bulky. Don't know if that's a bad thing, but that's where I am at the minute. I popped by the store again and thought, let me have another look. And I've ended up picking up some what I think is actual leather pieces, which actually makes things better. I guess it gives more of a luxurious vibe, which I'm here for. I'm here for that. Like, I think that's cool. So they were only like sample size pieces, and I found a couple of colors that kind of match, I think. So I've got this piece here, this piece here. If I'm honest, I think this one's a little bit too cold, but I do need a practice piece as well. So I don't know, maybe that's it. And then I have this piece here, and then this little piece here. So I have some samples. Now the idea was to potentially get a good big enough piece like this, and then stick part of a zip in between, oops. And then Bob's really your uncle. Like, you've got a zip up pocket on one panel. Happy days. Like, I shouldn't be complaining too much, right? That should be nice and easy. However, what am I like? I was like, oh, isn't there like a thing that people do where they like finish off the edge and make it nice and tidy? Now, I think I saw somewhere that you kind of need like a leather paint to like do the edges. Now, I couldn't find any of that in the store, so I came home, as you do, and did some more research. And then I found out that you can do something called burnishing And you don't need leather paint for that. In fact, all you need is some friction and, I mean, is it Tocanola or something like that? Or beeswax, or sometimes even water. Oh my gosh, I got so excited. Went down a bit of a rabbit hole yesterday. Was really trying to find a way for me to do that. But everybody was using a stiffer leather. Like, it was firm, their leather. And I'm like, well, mine's a bit flexible. What's the deal? What I learned, if I'm not wrong, is that actually there's a different, no, so there's differences in the type of leather finish you can have. Some of them are chrome, is it chrome tanned? I think it's chrome tanned versus vegetable tanned. Am I saying that word right? I don't think there's a D at the end. Yeah, so I think it's chrome tanning versus vegetable tanning. And if you have vegetable tanning, you can do leather burnishing with water and friction. You basically sand it down because it's nice and firm. But I think what I've got is chrome tanning. So I'm literally back to square one and I'm like, oh my days. It was fun whilst it lasted. So now I am trying to figure out, how do I get from a point of I have leather samples to I have a nicely finished leather pocket on my crochet panels, because the crochet panels are not even perfect, but I ended up with so much hand pain as I was making it. I've just had to like slow down completely. So I'm trying to put my focus onto some other part of the projects that I can actually control. So that's where I'm at the minute. I'm still thinking. I'm still gonna get back to research. So we'll see if I can find anything to try and help me on this journey to getting from panels to something that actually looks good. I might even change the arrangement of how I use the leather. But I really want to find a way to finish the leather first, because that will then determine how I attach the leather to the panel, the crochet panel, and then I can start attaching the crochet panels to each other and then think about aligning if that's gonna happen. So that's where I'm at. Also, I learned a new word recently, skiving. Now, to me, growing up, skiving was when you like intentionally missed off school because you had what you thought was, better plans. Now, apparently, that's a term in leatherwork. So I've got some research to do. Need to figure out how to do that, if I can do that. That might hold the key to like me getting where I want to be. So I have that to explore. Wait, or it might be skiving. Skiving? I'm not sure. But anyway, it's supposed to be when you're thinning down the leather so that folds and seams aren't actually bulky, like in your finished piece. But I've never done that before, and pretty much just heard about it. So I need to go and learn how to do that before I do anything else. So before I go any further, I need to learn how to skive or skive, any of the above, before I ruin anything else. So that is going to be my next task. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. Did I say it right? I have no idea. Anyway, and if you want to see how this lesson, I guess, and pochette turns out in the end, by all means, feel free to subscribe so that you don't miss how this progresses in the future. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.